Jonathan Show.
Welcome to the podcast about two guys who grew up in the 90s listening to grunge and pretty much overlooked everything else. Let us take you on a journey to find the music that we missed out on Stuck in My Generation. Well, Phipps is excited to see us.
What's up, buddy?
That makes us feel good. Hello, Sean.
That's right.
We love you, brother.
That's right.
Kind of. We love you like a brother.
Like a brother.
You know something, brother? We love you.
Hey, who are we talking about tonight?
We are talking about Joan Jett, who I consider to be the first lady of punk rock.
Okay.
That's kind of the way I see old Joan Jett.
Yeah.
As the first lady of punk rock. Real quick, if you're listening, if you're out there, be sure to subscribe, preferably on YouTube. It just makes it easier for us to track who's watching, how long you've been watching. Check out Topic Request Live. Hopefully that starts picking up and being some really good shit with some good topics thrown our way. But thanks for coming. It's been a couple weeks, and we normally would record on Friday night, but we just decided that Saturday night was better this week. It's a crazy week. It's summer. Shit's going on. But here we are talking about Joan Jett.
Yep.
What is your experience with Joan Jett, Mr. Hicks?
I knew of a few songs. I love rock and roll. I hate myself for loving you. I really didn't know anything beyond that. But my expectations, this might sound kind of stupid, but I expected Joan Jett to be like the 1969 Camaro of music.
The 1969 Camaro, that's a pretty fun comparison, actually.
Yeah, just I don't even know how to describe why I felt that way.
Well, she does kind of look like someone you would be at a stoplight and see pull up in a Camaro and just look at you and nod.
Just a really important part of the industry. That's what I expect. That's what I expected.
Yeah.
Just a not so much classic, but just a solid piece of music history. That's what I expected.
And she has a solid following of actual famous musicians like Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day.
Yeah.
The guys from Nirvana, Grohl and Novoselic. The list goes on and on of people that she has their total undying respect.
Yeah.
And I get it, actually.
Yeah.
Because, I get it because she started, what? Was it late 70s? I think it was with the Runaways.
Yeah.
So you had the Runaways, an all-girl rock/punk band, and Joan Jett was kind of the facilitator as far as the writing and the guitar goes. I think there was a different lead singer for the first album.
Was Lita Ford in that group?
Lita Ford was in that group, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Lita Ford was in that group. Joan Jett, as you'll find out later, a lot of those Runaway songs come into play on her solo albums. But the lead singer of the Runaways, I don't remember exactly when it was, but she leaves, Joan Jett takes over, and a star is basically born.
Okay.
Like you said, I'm kind of with you. My knowledge on Joan Jettism is I Love Rock and Roll, which we come to find out, little spoiler before we get into the albums, is a cover.
I had no idea.
I didn't either, and I can't. What the hell was the name of the band? Starts with an S. I'm gonna have to look it up, I bet. But I was very surprised when I saw that I Love Rock and Roll was a cover. I've got it in my notes. Luckily, a classic.
How did that make you feel?
The Arrows.
The Arrows, yes.
The Arrows. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
The reason Phipps don't hang me by my neck. The reason I love Taylor Swift, old Swiftie, is because she writes all her own songs and does the music. And I have a lot of respect for artists that write their own music.
Sure. Yeah, I do too.
I don't like the pop artists who the song credits are written by 17 fucking people. Looking at you, Beyonce. And, I just have a hard time with that. Like, if you really are a true artist and you really do make your own music wholly from beginning to end, you need to at least be writing the shit. Like, this at least needs to be, Sean, Phipps puked at the mention of Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
Listen, man, my musical palette has gotten broader. Anyways, I really enjoy folks that write their own music. Dixie Chicks played their own, they played instruments. and wrote their own music, I have a respect for that, you know? Maybe their music's not the best thing in the world to me, but I have a respect for it. So the fact that I Love Rock and Roll was not an original, and the fact that some of her biggest hits are not originals bothered me a little bit. But at the same time, we've got to remember we're talking about an era in music where covers were huge. Beatles, tons of covers. Rolling Stones, tons of covers. Footnote, by the way.
Okay.
You'll enjoy this since you're a big Stones fan.
Sure.
And I'm a lesser Stones fan. Still a fan, but lesser Stones fan. I was just chilling in the bedroom the other night, watching some music videos. Got some laughs in at Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby.
Okay.
You know, there was I can't remember what I put it on to start out with, but it went into a downward spiral from there. 90s grunge, 90s. It went into a downward spiral from there. And Sympathy for the Devil by the Stones came on, but it was what is credited as the music video. And it's like them, I can't even explain it, but it's a music video of Sympathy for the Devil. And Jagger has on like makeup and lipstick, and like the band is playing very straight faced and letting Jagger have the fucking spotlight.
Okay.
John Lennon in this video is in the audience jamming.
Really?
God, someone else, very, very, Pete Townsend.
Really?
Pete Townsend is in the audience just grooving. Look up the Rolling Stones Sympathy for the Devil. Most people have probably already seen it. I never had what they consider to be the official music video for it. The best live performance I have ever seen in my life.
Really? Okay.
And it's all because of Mick Jagger.
Okay.
I was blown away by Mick Jagger's just like the front man aspect and quality of Jagger on that. It was a live shoot. They played it live. It wasn't like a recording. This is before MTV.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure back then it's like, you know, we're going to go shoot a video for your hit single, but it's going to be a live, you know, you got to perform it.
Yeah.
We don't have the technology and the fancy, there's no effects. It's just them playing the song and recorded for intents and purposes to put on TV.
Okay.
Amazing.
I did not know that existed. As far as that song, I've seen the video footage of them recording the song in the studio.
We are going to watch that shit after this is done because
I'm down with that. Yeah.
Good. Mick Jagger totally just earned. He's always had my respect.
Right.
Sorry, we'll get back to Joan Jett.
Yeah.
But this is just one of those little pieces of history I am so glad that I didn't miss out on.
How the fuck did you go from Vanilla Ice to Sympathy of the Devil?
I just let that shit play. I just went ice, ice.
Yeah.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Yeah.
Ice. Dun, 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 dun. If you got a problem, look, I'll solve it. I just let it roll, man. I just let it go. And like there was just crazy shit playing, and I was enjoying it so much.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to go down a rabbit hole. Start a video and let YouTube pick the rest for you.
I do, but what a screwed up algorithm.
A fucked up algorithm.
Yeah,
absolutely,
to go from
man.
that to that.
I want to say, what the hell was it? Because I don't know. My wife, she was getting ready to come back inside, and I was like, I want her to see this.
Yeah.
And I ended up showing her the Sympathy for the Devil video because I was like, look at this shit. Look at Mick Jagger absolutely own this fucking stage.
That's awesome.
Absolutely magical. Anyways, Joan Jett.
Joan Jett.
She's kind of the first lady of punk rock. Like there's an element of punk to her. There's an element of just rock to her. Really, in my opinion, it seems like she was you gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be all right. I think that was a scotch.
There's I have respect for her.
I do too.
I didn't know much, but we decided to dive in completely on this. And I will throw this out there. I am totally glad that I did.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like she needed to be heard and listened to and respected. And all I knew was the hits, and all you knew was the hits.
Yeah,
apparently.
I just knew a handful of them. And it was hard for me to say anything bad about her Whereas some of the artists that we did not enjoy, I had no
Right.
issues saying that I did not enjoy it. I didn't like it, but I struggled with I felt like I was being disrespectful. I basically said, this music isn't for me on some of the tracks.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of saying,
definitely. I've got
she
those too.
sucks. Because I know we did some previous artists where I said, this stuff just flat out sucks.
Yeah, and we're going to be honest about that because
Yeah.
why would we even do this show if we're just going to sugarcoat the shit out of
Yeah.
everything?
So
And-
with her, I thought, I don't feel good about saying this stuff sucks.
yeah,
Therefore, this music really isn't for me. And there were ups and downs.
yeah, there is some music that, spoiler, there's some music that wasn't for me, and I know there was some that wasn't for you.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was some that was like, trailblazing a little bit.
Yeah.
There's trailblazer moments, and I think that's where Joan Jett deserves some of that respect.
But I do have a favorite Joan Jett sound.
Me too.
Do you?
Yeah,
okay.
I do. I found it
Okay.
on this.
And it's sexy as hell for me,
Mhm.
the one that I like. And
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, not so much talk about the music. Her album cover, some of her album covers, they stand up to
Oh, man.
today's times.
The cover album, the yellow background with
Oh,
her
that's
jumping
just-
with a guitar.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I
It's
felt the
good.
same way. And there was just some of her album covers that I just thought were just the album cover for Fetish. Obviously, I'm probably going to like that. But
Yeah.
the picture of her is her back to the camera with a
Yeah.
chain choker on with leather strap. And I'm just like, she's probably 50 years old by the time this is released. And I just think that's
Yeah.
just be yourself. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think, I feel like she's one of those artists that have always been true to herself.
I agree.
And I respect that too.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Joan Jett, the first album. And there is something that happens in this discography that hasn't happened for a while. And I'm excited to get there. We'll get there. We
get
might
there.
as well just call the fucking podcast We'll Get There and let people decide if it's about, is he getting ready to come? Is he getting ready to like this music? Is he getting ready to tell James Ward he's a crazy motherfucker? I don't know. Bad Reputation.
Bad Reputation.
First album as a solo artist.
What'd you
Title
think?
track.
What did you think?
Overall, you want to go there already?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Overall, I thought this is the one album I don't have my final thoughts written down. For
That's
some
okay.
reason. But I thought that the album was okay.
Yeah.
It was mostly a fucking covers album.
Yeah.
It was like the Beatles starting out and the Stones starting out. I'm looking through my notes, and the song "Let Me Go," track number 7, was a solid original is what I get written down. The fact that I had to point out when a song was an original kind of bothered me a little bit, because I really had to point out that, hey, this one was this right here. It's an
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
So many covers, man.
Yeah.
There's so many 60s covers and so many. There's an Isley Brothers cover on this album.
Which one is that? Do you have the notes written down for that?
Isley Brothers cover Shout.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Shout, dun, hands up and shout. Dun, dun. And it Wooly Bully is on this. I mean, come the fuck on, Joan. Don't Abuse Me, a good original on this album. But I mean, there's so many covers. Doing All Right with the Boys, a cover. Do You Want to Touch Me? Cover. Too Bad on Your Birthday? Cover. You Don't Own Me? Cover.
Yeah.
You Don't Know What You've Got? I don't know if that was a cover or not, but Make Believe, cover. Most of this album is covers. Now, I understand that Joan Jett is trying to, I kind of get it. She's trying to get over the first female of rock and roll. That's not really 100% accurate. There's plenty of females in
Right.
rock and roll,
Yeah.
but this is the first commercial female of rock and roll as far as like that big name goes, like
Right.
Joan Jett.
What a powerful name.
Very powerful.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too. So
Yeah.
you've got, just that trying to get over with the audience kind of thing. And it's like, I'm going to take all these songs and I'm going to cover them in my style. And I thought she did a really good job on the album of covering these songs in her style, but I didn't know after the album Bad Reputation what Joan Jett was all about besides just rock and roll.
Sure.
I need to know more.
Sure.
She can't just be rock and roll. Anybody can just be rock and roll. But what is Joan Jett about? What does Joan Jett have to say? We didn't find out on this album.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What's your thoughts on this album?
I'll go through the my notes. Bad Reputation. This is a Ramones progression.
Oh man, yes.
Make Believe.
And that's a great song too.
Yeah,
that's a great fucking song.
It is.
Especially on Shrek when they're getting ready to storm the castle and Fiona's got birds, doves.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched that movie.
Good shit.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. The song.
It was like Shrek the Third, to be fair.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to go back and revisit that.
Shrek's got layers, by the way. Like onions. Go ahead.
It's all right. The track Make Believe, I thought this progression is a sped up version of Only the Lonely by Roy Orbison.
Solid observation there.
And this is an interesting observation. I'm starting to slur a little bit. You'll have to excuse that. Track number 3, You Don't Know What You've Got. This intro mimics the 1968 song Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells.
And that is on her greatest hits album.
And that's
by
on
the
her
way.
that's her on her next album.
It is. And that
Yeah.
happened a couple times.
Yeah, but I thought that sounds just like that song. Track number 4, You Don't Own Me, which is a cover. I thought she sounded sexy.
She sounded sexy, and it was a hell of a cover.
That was a hell of a cover.
Hell of a cover.
The soft singing / spoken Joan Jett is my favorite Joan Jett sound.
Okay.
Just because in some of her vocals, I think she's overreaching. I like the calm. It just sounds more natural to me. Minimal effort.
We're kind of opposites there. I like when she
Okay.
gets punk and raspy.
I do like that too, but and I respect that. But at this point, my favorite Joan Jett is the soft. It was just sexy to me. I just kind of really liked it.
To be clear,
Mhm.
she is extremely sexy to me.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't believe she swings our way,
Right.
but that's another story altogether. She is so comfortable with who she is, and I respect
Oh,
the
I do too.
fucking hell out of it.
I do
she
too.
is strong, dude.
Oh, yeah.
She is strong as you tell a fucking rock and roll female to get up there with Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic and perform a Nirvana song.
How good was that?
She performed a few Nirvana songs at the enshrining of Nirvana at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Fucking killed it.
She did.
Fucking
You
killed
know, how
it.
many people can do the Teen Spirit?
Not many.
Not many.
Not to where you're not thinking, I don't like this cover.
Right.
Covers are a tricky subject, man. Like most covers, the original is always better.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, Post Malone, I'm looking at you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Honest to God. Post Malone did a bunch of Nirvana covers for a live thing during COVID.
How great was that?
Fucking, it was magic.
I had a lot of respect for him after I watched that.
Dude's a true talent. And the
Yeah.
problem, and I'm guilty of this too, is my friend Kurt Cookson posted a thing the other day that said, I hope the next wave of musicians have that next big sound, and that sound is talent. And he's kind of right.
Yeah.
Because so many of today's artists are just
Yeah.
not that talented.
Yeah.
But Post Malone is.
Yeah.
And Joan Jett clearly is.
Yeah.
I mean, she knocked it out of the park. So I have a lot good to say about Joan Jett. That just doesn't mean that she's like one of my, I probably won't revisit a lot of this shit.
Right.
But man, the respect I garnered from her, I have a cousin named Garner, by the way, crack from an old podcast,
Yeah.
was kind of astronomical in a way. But this first album didn't quite exactly do that for me. But man, I do love the song Bad Reputation.
Yeah.
To me, that is just a classic rock jam that only Joan Jett could do in the way that Joan Jett did it. And then I heard Wooly Bully, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Joan?
Man, I heard the Wooly Bully and the shout tracks, the covers, I thought, you should not have done this.
Yeah, that was a bad direction.
I don't know
to
of
go in.
anybody that could have covered those songs successfully, but it was kind of, I don't know. I wish she wouldn't have done that. The track Doing All Right with the Boys, the hey, you, what you gonna do? I thought, man, that's a good, I thought that's a good.
It reminds me of Avril Lavigne. Hey, you,
Oh,
I
God.
don't like your girlfriend. Hey, no, let's go. Think you need a new one?
Maybe JJ influenced Avril
Probably
Lavigne.
fucking did.
Who knows? But I thought, man, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that a little bit. Overall impression of this album? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
you
go
got some?
ahead. Final impression of this album. I was just going to comment on a comment.
Okay. Overall impression? I thought sexy, strong. I want to see what else she's got.
Yes. Yeah, it set us up for the next album. Phipps said Johnny Cash's Hurt is better than the original, to me anyways. Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that. That is where a cover comes in. And I love Nine Inch Nails. I am a
I do
massive
too.
Nine Inch Nails
Sure.
fan.
Sure.
Copy of a copy, by the way. If you haven't listened to Nine Inch Nails for a while, that's a newer song from the past 10 years. One of their best songs.
That's a great song by
Fucking
Johnny Cash. That's a great cover.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Hurt by Nine Inch Nails.
That gives me chills thinking about
it. Great
it.
one. But Johnny Cash turned it into a magic moment.
Oh, fuck. And I heard Trent Reznor didn't want Johnny Cash to do it at first.
I don't blame him because he was going to outshine him.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit.
I don't blame him. I mean,
Yeah.
Johnny Cash singing a song like that, it worked out beautifully. Phipps, you're 100,000
Yeah, I agree,
fucking
man.
percent right
Good
on that.
call. And the video for that song. It's
Yeah.
just all of it tied in together. I mean,
Yep.
just a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Good shit. Gives me chills.
And that's coming from a massive Nine Inch Nails fan. I fucking love
Yeah.
Nine Inch Nails. All of it. Even the new shit. I love all of it. And you still nailed that. Johnny Cash's version is just, it's timeless.
Yeah.
It is absolutely timeless. But Cash could do that.
Sure. Good call.
Cash could do that. Great call.
Yeah.
Next album, I Love Rock and Roll.
What'd you think?
I was really excited to get to this because I'm like, this is where we dive into some stuff I know besides Bad Reputation. Kind of surprised Bad Reputation was on the first album, actually, because that's one of her bigger hits. But once I found out that was a cover, I went back and listened to The Arrows is the name of the band
Yeah.
that did the first version of I Love Rock and Roll. And I've got to say, the Arrows version of I Love Rock and Roll, which was the original, was better than Joan Jett's version of I Love Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
So Joan Jett did a cover that, in my opinion, didn't really pan out like a Johnny Cash cover. So that hurt me a little bit. Welcome Spoke Audio to the live stream. Thank you for watching. Really good dude. Go check out Spoke Audio on YouTube.
Good deal.
But yeah, the title track, which is I Love Rock and Roll, it's a classic. It's a damn good one. It's not as good as the original from the Arrows. So I started thinking like, and it's good. I don't want to discredit it. It is good. So again, solid track to open it.
Yeah.
The song Runaway, an original and a solid original. The next song, Love is Pain, a really solid original. And then song 4, Nag, we jump right back into a cover. And I'm like, God dang it, Joan. Like, I don't want to hear covers all day.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that. But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the covers. It's like you stated earlier, it's kind of like the early Stones pulling the Chuck Berry sounds and I don't know. It's just like it's almost trying to sell albums versus making albums that are real and honest. That might not be a true statement.
That's a super true statement in my
It's
opinion.
like I'm trying to make money.
Or get noticed. Like
Yeah.
I'm Joan Jett, and I really need to get to the mainstream. And,
Yeah.
and listen, it worked. I Love
Yeah.
Rock and Roll is huge.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that song.
Yeah, you're right.
98% of the public thinks that's her song. So I mean, it worked.
I did.
I did too. I didn't know it wasn't her
Yeah,
song
you blew
until
my
this.
you blew my fucking mind before I got to that point, and you said this was a cover, and I was like, "What? That's crazy."
It was
No
crazy.
idea.
But at the same time, jumping into this like we do, and us wanting to really feel that original artist flavor, I was having a hard time with finding it. It was almost kind of heartbreaking that this song was not an original.
Yeah, I agree.
So Crimson and Clover, we get to that. That's on her greatest hits, and she did a good job. But the fact remains that it is a cover.
Yeah.
That's a cover. Victim of Circumstance, an original. I thought it was a solid rock and roll song with a great guitar riff. I enjoyed that one. So far on this album, I'm finding I enjoy her originals more than the previous album. Previous album. Put a T on previous. Bits and Pieces, another fucking cover. I had a hard time with it.
Yeah.
Track 8, Be Straight, original. Sounds like I Want Candy.
I thought it was
I want candy.
Sure, yeah.
There's a lot of bops and beats on Joan Jett's music that make you think of other songs. I kind of feel like she, and I mean no disrespect,
right.
kind of feel like she ripped off a shit ton of rock and roll music in the early goings of her career.
Yeah. I thought the Be Straight, I Have Bo Diddley beat. Just a copy.
Not wrong.
Yeah, just a copied. Yeah. I'm sorry for interrupting. You go
A
right
copy
ahead.
of a copy.
Yeah.
No, you didn't interrupt. This all back and forth, baby. You're Too Possessive, an original. I didn't really have any thoughts on it. Little Drummer Boy, track 10. I was like, why?
Shit?
What the fuck are you
Why
doing?
is that there?
You might as well cover Blippi's I'm an Excavator. You know? What are you doing? You might as well cover Baby Shark. You just happen to release this way before Baby Shark.
Is she trying to please all audiences at this point? I mean,
guess.
why would you put a Christmas song?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know who was managing her at this time or why.
Horrible idea.
Spoke Audio also says he thought I Love Rock and Roll was her song.
It's not. Yeah,
everybody
that's
thinks
what
that.
everybody
I
thought.
didn't know until 2 weeks ago that it was done by the Arrows.
Yeah.
A guy named Glenn Glitter or some shit like that. Sounds like Jenna Marbles or fucking Jake Paul. I don't. I was kind of disappointed to find this shit out.
And that's what this shit is about. We're digging in deep.
We're digging in deep.
Yeah.
We had to, you got to wiki every album. If you're going to follow this shit with us, wiki those albums, find out what this shit's all about. I was just a tad bit disappointed. I can't lie.
Yeah.
We didn't do bonus tracks. I didn't. I hope you didn't.
I didn't do bonus tracks.
I looked at the original releases. I skipped over the bonus tracks. Why would you there's no need. My final thoughts on I Love Rock and Roll. I thought it was solid but unspectacular. It's a good rock album, but it still has too many covers.
Mm-hmm.
Any additional thoughts on I Love Rock and Roll as a whole, as an album?
I thought track number 2, I'm Gonna Run Away. I thought this is a Keith Richards sound. Love is Pain, which Keith Richards influenced a lot of people.
He did,
and there were a lot of people that influenced Keith Richards. I mean, it's all interconnected.
Right.
It's understandable. Love is Pain. I really like this song, but it seemed to me that she was riding the line with her vocals, staying in key. It was kind of sloppy in my opinion.
I gotta add that I think that was just her punk I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
attitude
and it could
to
have
me.
been. Yeah.
And I enjoyed that actually.
Okay.
This is a little bit of a spoiler too. Next episode of Stuck in My Generation is going to be Brandi Carlile.
Yeah.
Me and Hicks have listened to a few Brandi Carlile songs thanks to Dave Grohl and his From Cradle to Stage show.
Yeah.
Me and my wife watched an episode where it was about Brandi Carlile. This girl is fucking amazing. And one of the things I love most about her is the fact that she doesn't fix the vocals on her tracks when it crackles and shit.
I love that.
It gives me chills.
I know who she is. I feel as if I know who she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt this way with Joan Jett on some of these songs where she went out of tune or just went totally fucking punk. I don't give a fuck. I respected it, and it made me know who she is. It didn't give me chills
Yeah.
like Brandi Carlile has so far.
Brandy's giving me chills.
The song "The Story," I can't stop listening.
Oh
to that.
my God. I can't wait to talk about that.
I can't either. I can't wait to listen to every album
my
and do that episode. But I digress. We're on Joan Jett. I want to listen to Brandi Carlile right fucking now. I'll tell you that. Anyways, yeah. There's just a lot going on. It's hard to gather your feelings and thoughts on Joan Jett. There's just so much. It's like so many covers. She's trying to get huge. She succeeded at getting huge. I don't know how I feel about this. She's kind of punk. Then she does Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? It's just, there's a lot to take in. This is a very confusing episode and a very confusing last 2 weeks for us as listeners.
I think so too. I didn't know who Joan Jett was at this point. Little Drummer Boy, like we said, was a bad idea.
Terrible idea.
Summertime Blues. The song Nag. I thought this is Wipeout, but that surf drum beat. I thought I don't like this. Overall impression of this album, I Love Rock and Roll from 1981. I thought this is copycat recipes of music that is not as good as the original recipes, but it's tough for me to say anything bad about her.
Yeah, because honestly, you have a rock and roll woman doing this shit, and it is there's a level of understanding to it that's like she's making her mark before doing her own thing, and I get that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's hard to swallow sometimes for a invested fan, I guess. It's hard to invest wholly when you're doing Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
It's hard to completely invest there.
Yeah.
That being said,
The Sex Pistols didn't do Little Drummer Boy, did
the
they?
Sex Pistols did not do Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
The Dead Kennedys, they didn't do Little Drummer Boy.
Woot woot. Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
You know, the Misfits, no Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
You know, not even Green Day did Little Drummer Boy. And Green
Yeah.
Day will do just about fucking anything.
Vanilla Ice didn't do.
He might
Little
have.
Drummer-
He had a hard rock.
I bet he considered it.
He probably
Yeah.
considered it. Oh, Rob
Yeah.
Van Winkle.
I bet you Luke Bryan did Little
Luke
Drummer
Bryan
Boy.
fucking definitely did Little Drummer Boy on a fucking Christmas Shake Your Booty in Them Wranglers cover album.
Crosses on the pockets.
Cross fucking Affliction jeans, baby. Third album, entitled album. I instantly fell in love with Joan Jett because she called her third album.
Album, yeah, that's weird. I thought, am I misreading this?
I fucking love it. It's punk as fuck.
Yeah.
It's punk as fuck to be like, I'm just gonna call my album, and you just fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Just deal with it.
Yeah.
Yellow background, her jumping with a guitar.
Oh my God, I love that.
Iconic.
I love it.
I don't know how I haven't seen that album cover before, but
Yeah,
just to me,
neither.
it's iconic.
Yeah, I think so too. It's good. I love it.
That's the Clash London Calling iconic as far
Yeah,
as an album
and
cover
I
goes.
agree. And it's not the early 80s robotic stainless steel bullshit album cover art. It's just nice. I like it. And I think if somebody released it today, it would get my attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think, what is this shit?
You want to hear something deflating?
Yeah.
James says, "Hey y'all, I'm saltwater fishing this evening. Catch y'all next week." Fuck you, James. God dang. I just want to bear hug you and make you fucking.
He talking about eating alligator and shit. He called me the other day. Or he
Eating
messaged me. He's
alligator.
like eating alligator and shit.
Well, if eating alligator is more important to hear about Joan Jett than you do, you brother. You
right.
do you.
That's right.
Let's talk about album. Great title, album number 3. We're getting into the career here. Fake Friends is an original, and I thought it was okay. Handyman is an original. Thought it was solid, and I like the anger out of her on Handyman.
Okay.
Then we got a goddamn cover, Everyday People.
Everyday people.
Everyday People.
Yeah.
Good song,
Yeah.
solid cover, but it's a cover.
Yeah.
When are you going to stop doing this, Joan? When are you going to stop doing covers? Not for long.
Not
You're
for
not
a
going to stop for
while.
long. 100 Feet Away. Okay, original. Secret Love. Okay, original. The French song. Original. Good riff.
I thought so too.
Good
Yeah.
riff on that.
I like that too.
Tossing and Turning.
Yeah.
It's a cover.
It's a cover.
I got the hiccups.
That's all right. I saw the song title Coney Island Whitefish. I thought, ooh, what's this going to be?
An original song that sounds like fucking 1962.
It did not sound good.
Nope.
Had enough. I thought, this is the Sex Pistols, but not as good.
Right.
Honestly,
It was nothing special but fun. That's my notes.
yeah, I honestly, I did not like this album. I had zero interest in this album. I have strike one in the Joan Jett discography.
Secret Love, an original, was okay-ish. We talked about the next few tracks. Why Can't We Be Happy? I kind of like that for a slow jam.
I'll tell you what aggravates me is the track Star Star, that sound, that Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good guitar
How
progression.
many times have we said the words Johnny Be Good
Oh
on this
my
podcast?
God. Nobody should do Chuck Berry except for Chuck Berry. Just
Absolutely.
leave it alone. Just stop it.
Spoke Audio, thanks for stopping by. He said he's got to run. It's fine.
That's all right. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I mean, nobody should do Chuck Berry but Chuck Berry. There's so many covers. It's not that many. Track 9, I Love Playing with Fire, is a Runaways cover. At least she's covering her own shit.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that.
I don't either.
I mean, granted, I would like an original in its place, but I have no cover.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the cover. Coney Island Whitefish, like you said, Chuck Berry shit. Had enough. It was fun, but nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the album overall was decent, but there's nothing that's progressing her past the first 2 albums here. This is more of the same on album number 3, called Album.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's progressing her. So 3 LPs in, there's just nothing that's really standing out. She's done Bad Reputation. She's done I Love Rock and Roll.
I got piss.
She's
I'll be right back.
That's the kind of podcast you're listening to, folks. We got to do what we got to do. But album 1 and 2, she found those massive hits that are going to keep her in rock's public eye for years to come. But there's just, she's not building on top of it. There's not a single song on album 3, entitled Album, that is a standout song. There's no hit single. Maybe there's a single or 2, but there's no hit single. So what is happening? What is going to be Joan Jett's next defining moment? Whatever it is, it's not on album 3. So we move to album 4, which is Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth. Long ass title, Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth. Opens up with the track Cherry Bomb, which, yes, is a cover.
It's a cover.
But it's a Runaways cover with Joan Jett singing Cherry Bomb instead of the singer of the Runaways. Her name was something Cherry or Cherry something.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. But Joan Jett's version, in my opinion, is better.
Yeah.
It's good. But like I said, on this 4th album, we're looking for a new moment. We're looking for the next Bad Reputation. We're looking for the next I Love Rock and Roll. We're looking for the next Joan Jett moment.
Sure.
So Cherry Bomb opens up the album. It's a classic. It was written by Jett, so it's hard to really hate on this one because it's her song anyways.
It's a good song.
She did a good job on it.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for that moment, though. I Love You, Love Me More. I thought it was a solid jam. It's another cover.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay. I thought this song, Doing It All for My Baby by Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah.
I thought that's what this sounds like.
New York, New York. Yeah, I'm going to go to Joan and jet her all the way to L.A. Frustrated, track 3, solid jam. The song Hold Me, track 4, I just put Kill Me. This is the first Kill Me comment I got.
I have awful.
That's my classic thing if I hate a song is Kill Me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be killed during Hold Me. Long Time. I love her voice on this one. So punk. Good song. This is the first song I put 5 stars by.
Okay.
The song Long Time, I felt punk vibes. I was digging it.
Okay.
Digging the fuck out of it. This, to me, was an underground hit for me.
Okay.
Track 6, Talking About My Baby. That's a terrible title, and I'm not surprised that I got that it's just okay.
Yeah.
I Need Someone, track 7. 8, Love Like Mine. This is okay. I like the choppiness. New Orleans was track 9.
Sorry. Dude.
You're good. It's a cover. I'm sick of covers. Sick of covers. Someday, this is a damn good jam. I got 4 stars by this one. Push and Stomp, which was track 11. I like that one. I Got No Answers. It's okay for a slow one. And my final thoughts on Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth. This was actually my favorite album so far. I really dug this album. I thought there were some solid jams. I'm not going back to it. But as far as originals go and her coming out of her shell and actually showing what she can do as a punk artist, I thought that Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth was kind of a step in the right direction for Joan Jett. Now I'm going to let you, Mr. Piss and Hicks, go through and just tell me what you thought of this album and what you thought of the songs, and did you feel the same way I thought about it? It became my favorite thus far in this journey.
Okay.
Not that I loved the album, because I didn't love it. I just thought out of the first 4, if you remove Bad Reputation and I Love Rock and Roll, this was the most solid album I have heard so far as songs that I like being more than just 2 or 3.
Okay.
It was like 4 or 5 on this one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This was strike 2 for me. I had 0 interest in this album. Nothing really grabbed me. Did not enjoy it very much. So I was, the respect was still there, but I was still trying to figure out who Joan Jett really was, and I was ready to move on to the next album.
So no songs, no tracks that stood out to you, nothing like that.
Nope, didn't get anything from it.
We may have a hard time with the next one. Good Music is album number 5. By this point, I thought she hasn't blown me away. She's gained my respect as a rock and roll and kind of a punk artist.
Yeah.
Because I think she does a good job.
Yeah.
But it's not anything that sticks with me. But she's done a good job through 4 albums of being that torch carrier for women in rock and roll and punk. Like, she's clearly better at it than anyone before her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In my opinion.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know who I'd compare her to.
Right. But as far as for me, nothing has happened for me yet.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened that I'm like, this is my shit.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So album 5, Good Music. The song Good Music, I got Blah.
Yeah.
This Means War, Blah. Roadrunner, better than the last 2, but Blah. Track 4, If You Want My Love, dumb spelling, dumb song. Love is spelled L-U-V, pissed me off.
Yeah.
Fun, 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 Beach Boys cover, fuck off.
Should not have done that.
Quit doing this shit. Little Drummer Boy and Beach Boys covers, no.
Yeah.
Black Leather was the first song that I thought, it's okay. It's rock. It's just okay. Track 7, Outlaw, Just Lust. This sounds like so many songs that she's already done. You Got Me Floating. It's a Hendrix cover. Not a good one.
That's a Hendrix cover.
That's a Hendrix cover.
I did not know that.
You Got Me Floating.
Okay.
Hendrix cover. Not done well. Not even close to Hendrix.
Okay.
Just not good.
Yeah.
This was a very lazy album. Track 10, Contact. This was a step back. I didn't like this album called Good Music. I didn't like it a single bit. I thought it was a very clear step back. And I was honestly just very, 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 very disappointed that there was no growth here. I didn't think there was any growth here whatsoever. And I started getting a little down on Joan Jett after this one. I was like, you have got to bring me more than Bad Reputation and I Love Rock and Roll. There's got to be more to you as an artist. Even though you do good at this stuff, you're doing great with the rock and roll covers. You're doing okay with the rock and roll originals, but there's nothing here that screams, I am original.
Yeah.
Just, we haven't got there.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. You said lazy.
It seemed, it just
seemed
felt lazy.
It seemed lazy. It seemed... certainly she couldn't have been tired at this point. I mean, she's had a little bit of...
think.
Yeah, there's a 2-year break between the last. I don't know what her touring was like. Good music. I have This Sounds Like Honky Tonk Women, kind of a lick. Fun, fun, fun. Should not have done. The track Black Leather, where she kind of rapped a little bit. Oh my God, this sounds like Run DMC Rock Box.
Got a fun comment. Brittany Merritt, a good friend of mine that I worked with at my past job. She said, fun fact, I have a jet plane tattooed on my shoulder blade as a tribute to her, one of my musical influences.
No shit.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because honestly, even though it sounds like we're talking some shit right now,
The respect's still there.
the respect is still there. We're just looking for the originality, and we're looking for the growth, and we're looking for what Joan Jett's going to do next. And on Good Music, she hadn't done it yet.
Yeah. Still at this point, I don't know who she is.
Right.
Yeah.
She's kind of a copy, but in a good way. It's kind of American Idol like. Like she's going out there and she's knocking a lot of these songs out of the park, but it's not her stuff.
Yeah.
Or if it is her stuff, it's not quite up to par with the best music acts of that time.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting. Next album, album 6, up your alley.
What'd you think?
I Hate Myself for Loving You. Here we go.
Yeah.
We've got an original. We've got a classic. It's a good damn song. At least we're getting a staple entry from Joan Jett.
That's a good song.
It's a very good song.
Yeah.
So, and it's the opener. And it's what we need after 5 albums, wondering where that next I Love Rock and Roll or Bad Reputation is. She gives it to us.
Yeah.
Right off the rip, we get a song that will stand the test of time. I Hate Myself. That's a good song.
Yeah, it
and
is.
It's you. Anyone who doesn't recognize that
Sure.
doesn't like rock and roll.
Sure.
Because that is a rock and roll classic, and it was done in the 80s. Instant respect, because the 80s sucked ass.
Yeah. I mean, look what the Police were doing in the 80s. You know, it's kind of meh to me, kind of mediocre stuff. I Hate Myself for Loving You. Man, this is a jam. I love it.
Jam.
I love it.
Yeah. Phipps commented and said next level, as they say. We finally may have got to the next level. It's kind of similar to the same level as the past 2 massive all-time singles, but at least we got there.
Yeah.
So I was very happy to hear this track on album 6. I'm like, okay, so she did pump out an original that was a massive hit.
Yes.
Deep into her career. 6 albums, that's deep into your career. I mean, even if you release an album a year, you're still on year 6. Yeah. That's a long time to be making music.
Sure.
I was happy with this. Riding with James Dean, next track. I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad. I wasn't disappointed yet. Little Liar, track 3, full on 80s time.
18 and live. 18 and live Skid Row. The first 15 seconds of this song.
And you told me that, and I was like, fucking nailed that. Hicks nailed that just now.
Yeah, it just hit me. Yeah, 18 and live Skid Row. I don't know who came first. I don't give a shit who came first because I don't like either one of them.
Right, exactly.
But what'd you think about I Want to Be Your Dog, the Stooges cover?
I actually loved it.
I did too.
I actually loved it.
This is probably my favorite cover that Joan Jett did.
Mine too. Mine too. But I have Stooges cover. I love this song, so I kind of love this.
Yeah.
Hearing a woman's voice doing this same song.
Yeah.
And she's got anger built up in her. And probably mostly because of her just identity and who she is, and the fact that growing up in the 70s and 80s and you know, being gay at that time is probably hard as fuck. Yeah. Harder than anything these kids now know, honestly.
Yeah.
So she's probably really, you know, there's just some angst there, and she let it out on I Want to Be Your Dog, and I felt it.
Yeah.
Felt it. And I was just like, you know, she's pouring it out on this one. It's a cover, yes, but this must be a cover that's close to her heart.
Yeah.
You know, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Sadly, before that song was Tulane, a Chuck Berry cover. Fucking quit doing that shit.
Just stop.
There's only one Chuck Berry, and his name is Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Don't. try to do what he has mastered.
And he puts cameras up in the ladies' restrooms of his restaurants that he owns.
Who does?
Chuck fucking Berry did. Got
What
busted
the
for that.
fuck? When?
Put cameras up in the
When?
fucking, during this time.
No shit.
Had a restaurant.
They had
with-
cameras back then?
So I have read.
Was it Logitech?
So I have read. I wasn't there to witness the cameras that were installed,
Holy shit,
but
Chuck.
he was watching girls poo-pooing in his restaurant in the stalls.
Johnny be real bad.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Chuck?
But anyways, that's a different story. That might be a TRL discussion.
That might be a TRL discussion, yeah.
I have the You Want In, I Want Out.
80s.
Resembles the song Bum, 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 bum. There's a song, I don't know what that is.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's it. I don't know what song that is.
I don't either.
I was
Phipps,
like,
help us out.
who can I call that would say, you know, what's this song? Bum, 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 bum,
This
bum.
is like Millionaire. We need to phone a friend and find out what that was.
Name the song in 3 notes. Yeah.
There was a lot of that shit in this music. There was a lot of stuff that you could probably, somebody that's a pure music scholar that could go back and be like, oh, I know that jam. I know that riff. I know that beat. I know that little ditty right there. That's these guys from this time era.
Yeah.
There's just, I feel like there's a lot of.
There's a lot of that.
There's a shit ton of it.
Speaking of that, track number 8, just like in the movies, motherfucking I can't talk. Cat Scratch Fever.
Oh shit, I didn't catch that.
Oh, I did. I thought, man, this sounds like Cat Scratch Fever.
And Cat Scratch Fever was definitely released by then, I believe, too.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah.
Meh.
I Still Dream About You. I thought it was okay, but it's not that good.
Yeah.
You said Just One In, Just One Out. I thought that was like 80s creeping in.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in the movies. Desire. Back it up.
Yeah.
Play that song again. Nope. This album fell flat as fuck after I Want to Be Your Dog.
Yeah, this album was okay for me. I kind of like that Play That Song Again, that soft voice. I kind of like that.
She is
It
good
was
at
just
that.
I kind of enjoyed that, but back in 1988, I would be disappointed if I paid $7.98 for this album. I'd want my money back.
There was only 2 covers on this one. So I mean, there's a silver lining. There's only 2 covers.
Maybe we're heading in the right direction.
Might
We're going to be.
Well, we are actually, because Notorious, the first album to hit in the 90s, 0 covers, not a single one. Granted, there was a album in between Notorious and Up Your Alley called The Hit List. Nothing but covers.
Nothing but covers.
We did not touch on this one a whole lot. I just have, I'm going to highlight some stuff here. Never mind. It's all covers. I don't give a fuck. So
Yeah.
I just didn't care. I didn't want to hear covers. I've been hearing covers over the last 6 Joan Jett albums. So I kind of glazed over this one. I heard nothing of relevance and I moved on to Notorious, the first album of hers in the 90s.
I kind of went through the hit list. Man, she lost me at the Sex Pistols, which I'm a huge fan of the Sex Pistols. Pretty Vacant, which I love that song. They threw in a sax in this cover.
Can't do that.
No, you can't do that shit. I did not like that.
Can't do it.
The song Tush, ZZ Top, which I'm a fan of the early ZZ Top, not the Eliminator 80s ZZ Top. Do you know that Billy Gibbons, his band 13th, no, it's not the 13th Floor Elevators. That was Rocky Derrickson. Billy Gibbons's band was the Moving Sidewalks, who opened up for the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Billy Gibbons was Jimi Hendrix's favorite guitar player.
No shit.
During that time. That's how good Billy Gibbons was back in that time. Not
Before the 80s
Not
hit.
the 80s shit. So
80s ruined everything.
80s ruined everything. I don't know if it was
Billy Idol used to be a punk.
Was it the Coke?
I don't fucking know. I think it was the synths. To
It
be
may have
honest.
been. And
It
that,
was synthesizers.
that reverb on the drums. Who
Yep.
puts reverb on the drums?
Fucking 80s dude.
But anyways, I'm a fan of that early ZZ Top stuff.
Me too.
So, but other than that, I don't know what my point is. Time Has Come Today. Oh my God, I love this original song so much. What a powerful song.
What's that off of?
Time Has Come Today off of the hits list.
Hit list. Okay.
I don't know who the original artist was. It's what a powerful song. She did not do this song much justice, I don't think. Have you seen The Rain? CCR. This was back.
I want to know.
Yeah. You sound like you're singing that underwater.
Yeah. That's beer for you.
That's beer for you. Love Me Two Times. Nobody should do the Doors except for the Doors. Just
Right.
leave that alone. Don't touch
They didn't
it.
do many albums to begin with. Just let them keep them.
Yeah, just let them keep it. Roadrunner USA. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, da 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 da. I thought, what are you counting to 6 for? Is it the Coke? What is it? Do you need help? What is it? I've never heard of a band count to 6.
There you go, folks. If you count 6, you're fucking coked up.
I didn't get it. What are you counting to 6?
You're right. No band counts to 6.
Yeah, it's not some
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Da 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 da. Yeah, it was just. I didn't understand.
Coke is great. Coke makes me feel great.
I
Anyways,
didn't get it. So that album, I'm just glad to get it behind me. Never revisit that again.
feeling you.
Next album, I believe, is Notorious.
Notorious.
I said Notorious.
Notorious. It
Notorious.
feels new. It's 90s. Feels
Yeah.
new. We got grunge creeping in at this time, which is what inspired this podcast. You know, I listened to some grunge this week real quick.
What'd you listen to?
Listened to Alice in Chains' Dirt. I listened to
Nice.
Nirvana's In Utero, which I think
Nice.
is a punk as fuck album.
Nice.
Me and Phipps have had an argument about that. He thinks that Bleach is their best album. I think
I
In
love 'em
Utero is
both.
the best.
I love them both.
But you know, I kind of went on a tiny little grunge tangent there for just a minute in between this and Brandy Carlisle.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was very interested in Joan Jett's 90s stuff because Joan Jett started out doing covers
Yeah.
and made a couple big hits off of one cover, one original. And I thought the 90s are going to influence the thing about the punk and rock sound is if you stay true to it,
Yeah.
you're going to adapt. David Bowie adapted.
Sure.
There's other bands that adapted, but I mean, here's where Joan Jett impressed me. She adapted. The 80s stuff wasn't pure 80s. It wasn't synth. It wasn't poppy. They didn't go the way of Queen with Hot Space. Joan
Yeah.
Jett stayed true to herself. I didn't love the music,
Yeah.
but at least she stayed true to herself and she stayed rock and roll
Yeah.
with a hint, a little pinch of punk.
Yeah.
She kept doing her thing. So I thought the 90s are coming. The 90s get a little heavier. What Nirvana and what Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam did, they took the heavy from the past and they added a little bit of a punk sprinkling.
Yeah.
And they flipped 80s Motley Crue and shit on their backs.
Thank God.
Thank God. And they brought a little more heaviness to it, which also resulted in Pantera, you know, and shit like that. So
yeah.
there's just a lot of things that even if you're not a grunge fan, it started bringing back a little bit of the stoner rock and the heavy. Joan Jett, I had a good feeling she was going to stay on the right path. May not blow us away still, but she's going to stay on her rock and roll path. She's not going to become Duran Duran.
Right.
She's not going to become Vanilla Ice. She's not going to go the way of Ace of Base. She's not going to see that sign. She's going to keep going her own direction.
Yeah.
She will go her own way.
What was Ace of Base? Something about a baby? Was there something about a baby?
Yeah, I think there's something like that too.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
Sorry. I'm
Next
sorry.
episode, Ace of Base. Just kidding.
Yeah. Kill me.
90s time. Backlash. Opening track. 90s sound right out of the gate. She adapted it. It wasn't drastic, but she adapted a little, and it was okay.
Yeah.
Ashes in the Wind. I just got nope. No thanks. I'm good. The only good thing, I thought I just sound like Mike Tyson. It sounded like her other songs.
Somebody give me some pigeons.
Somebody give me some mushrooms and pigeons.
I love that fucker.
I do too.
Yeah.
Sounds like her other songs. So much like her other songs, but it was solid. Lie to Me and Don't Surrender, track 5. I love her voice and it's okay.
Yeah.
The song Machismo is terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
This song made me mad.
It pissed me off too. It's terrible.
This song resembled the first 20 seconds of this reminded of Obladi by the Beatles. The bass line.
Yeah.
Just a sped up.
You're right.
Man, I just, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You nailed that actually. Track 7, Goodbye, no thanks. Track 8, Treading Water, it's okay-ish. Track 9, I Want You, groovy kinda. I was digging that one. The more that the song I Want You moved on, I thought this is the creme de la creme on this album. Track 10, Wait For Me, I thought it was just okay. My final thoughts on Notorious were listenable.
Mm-hmm.
I loved I Want You. I
Beer.
decided that. She adapted to the 90s well, and I may listen to it again, but it's not a guarantee that I will listen to this again. But she did not go completely south. Like, this was an adaptation to the 90s. And if there's one thing I've learned about Joan Jett, is she's able to adapt. I'm sure when she started playing a guitar in her bedroom, she wasn't playing Runaways like shit. She was probably playing something a little softer and a little more odd.
There were times that I wondered, I didn't do much research, I should have, but I thought, did she get a different band? Or did the band just adapt it?
I think they adapted.
And I like that.
I like that too. Like, I like that David Bowie. I like the whole reinventation.
Yeah.
Like, David Bowie reinvented himself multiple times.
Well, that's what the greats did.
That's what
look at the Beatles.
Yeah.
Look at how they changed. You have to change.
You have to. You got to keep up.
Chuck Berry didn't change.
No, he didn't need to.
He
because
didn't
nobody
need
else, nobody built on what he'd done yet.
Yeah.
But tell me your thoughts about track by track on this album and what you thought about it while I take a big Joan Jett size pissed outside. I drank too many.
Yeah, I thought the backlash, I thought this is kind of a Stones progression. Ashes in the Wind, I didn't like. Man, I just really didn't care too much for this album. I honestly had zero interest in this album, but I was ready. The respect was still there. I am still a fan of Joan Jett. And just like Jeremy said, she's adapted. And some artists really don't adapt. They keep doing their own thing and they kind of fizzle out. But Joan Jett changed, and I respect that. Like I said, the song, I don't even know how to pronounce that shit, but it resembled the Beatles a whole lot to me. Track number 7, Goodbye, did nothing for me. Treading Water, nothing. I Want You, nothing. Track number 10, Wait For Me. This album was just a snoozer for me. But I have some great news, Mr. Barker.
Great news.
The next album, Pure and Simple from 1994. Oh my God, there's a hidden gem on this album.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that.
Oh, it blew my mind.
I am excited to hear that. So Pure and Simple, this is album number 8. I'm excited to see what this hidden gem was. I might have one too. I haven't went over the notes, and I've had quite a few Yingling Black and Tan, so it's hard to tell what the fuck I'm thinking at this point. Go Home, guitar riff is fun, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's not your hidden gem, I assume.
No, it's not.
Track 2, Eye to Eye, I thought, whatever.
Yeah, same.
3, Spinster, I thought was solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
4, Tortured, no thanks.
No, thank you.
5, Rubber and Glue.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, this song This is the first song that I had no idea what direction this song was going. It was unpredictable. It was punk. This is my favorite Joan Jett song up to this point.
It might be up there with mine too. Which my first comment was, is this about shoes?
Rubber and Glue.
I was like, is this about shoes?
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, this is punk as fuck, and I love it.
I
it makes
loved
me
it.
love her.
Me too.
Yeah.
I thought this is what I have been waiting for. This is what I've been looking for. I love this shit. Love it, love it, love it. I was
was
so
good.
happy. I was so happy. I would go back and listen to this song today, and I would enjoy it just as much.
It was a good song, definitely. And this was the moment in the album where I thought, there you go, Joan.
And I even threw you a little message offline during this review. I was like, oh my God, Jeremy, I found this song. And you were like, it's Rubber and Glue. I'm like, maybe.
Maybe I'm going to hold out until the
But you called it. Yeah, you called it. So.
It was a good one, man. It was an original. It was just.
I tell you what,
it was full of emotion.
If nobody really knows Joan Jett, go straight to this song. It's coming from me. Go straight to this song. Bypass a whole lot of other stuff and listen to this song. And I hope that people enjoy it.
I
agree.
agree.
I did the dirty work by going through a lot of stuff that I did not enjoy. Go to this song.
Go to Rubber and Glue. This should be on our greatest hits album.
Oh my God, loved it.
As I Am, no thanks.
Yeah.
Big letdown after Rubber and Glue. Activity Girl, spelled GRRL. This is just okay. I hate the spelling again. Insecure. It's obvious that Joan digs punk and I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Insecure was a solid jam. Wondering, Track 10 Consumed, You Got a Problem, just okay-ish. Brighter Day, Joan and Slow don't mix.
Okay. I have Brighter Day. I heard a little bit of Queen. I thought this sounds like a little bit of Queen. To step backwards a little bit, You Got a Problem. The song Who Do You Love? I don't know. It kind of has a Bo Diddley beat. I don't know who originally did that. But I thought she sounds a little bit mad. I kind of like this. But as far as the Rubber and Glue, that's where it's at. That's my
Rubber
hidden
and Glue
gem.
is where it's at.
Other than that, I love that song. Did not love this album.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. And final thoughts, I did have hidden gem, and it was Rubber and Glue. So we're on the same page there.
Good.
I enjoyed it for the most part because she got edgier and heavier, but it doesn't mean it was a completely good album.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree.
Right. To round out the rest of the songs on that, never mind. I'm looking at the next album, so just fuck what I'm saying. I thought that the last album, it was punkish enough, and I felt like it might have been, like, because of Rubber and Glue and because of Insecure, I thought it might have been a little bit Green Day inspired.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I kind of feel like Dookie might have had a role in this album.
What a great album.
Fucking great album.
Love
yeah. And Green Day haters, you got to admit that Green Day put pop punk back on the map after bands like The Descendants and Bad Religion tailed off a little bit.
Yeah.
Green Day brought it all back in the 90s. I credit Green Day completely with the 90s punk pop surge.
Yeah.
Where you heard, Sum 41 and all these punk pop bands coming out of the woodwork like Yellow Card and, not that they were good, but like there was a surge in pop punk in the 90s and Green Day started it. Whether you want to admit it or not, Green Day started that shit. So I think Joan Jett kind of banked off of that with a few songs here and formed her 90s sound a little bit around what Green Day was doing. Yeah. And Green Day and Joan Jett have done collaborations. So
really? That's interesting. I did not know that.
Right. So I feel like maybe not so much collaborations, but I think they're fans of each other. I swear they've done something together.
That's cool.
But Green Day definitely loves Joan Jett.
Cool.
100% they love Joan Jett. And I think Joan Jett likes Green Day. So
yeah.
Next album, this is where shit gets a little complicated. You've got an album that was released in Japan only called Naked.
Yeah.
I had a hard-ass time finding this because it wasn't on YouTube Music, it wasn't on Spotify, it wasn't on Amazon Music.
It was not on Apple Music.
Not on Apple Music, says Hicks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is up with this Naked album? I decided to go ahead and push forward, find it on YouTube, listen to it track by track on YouTube in a playlist. Turns out that the album Naked, most of that album was on her U.S. release called Sinner. So for the sake of knowing, what we're talking about next is Naked and Sinner kind of combined.
And I have, if my notes are correct, she took a 10-year break between Pure and Simple from 1994 to Naked in 2004.
That would be correct then.
That's a 10-year break.
Because that is the next album there. So
she deserved a break.
She deserved a break. This is a hardworking, rock musician. I mean, she's done a lot so far. She's already made her mark on the industry. Everyone knows who Joan Jett is at this time. What I find disappointing is the fact that I never heard anything about Joan Jett in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because some of my favorite shit came in the 2000s. So Naked / Sinner, most of the songs on Naked are on Sinner. So I'm going to talk about these two albums as one album. The track Naked is very punkish.
Yeah.
Which I instantly like. Bad Time, I like the riff.
Yeah.
It sounded familiar, but I like the song. Fetish, the song Fetish. I like this. I'm turning red. This is the shit I was screenshotting and sending you of her saying, "Oh God, I need to find the lyrics to the song Fetish real quick."
She said, "I want to fuck your face."
Yeah, she.
You know what, man? I didn't believe it.
It was. Here's the lyrics to Fetish. Oh, look good in latex. Get off having rough sex. Surprise, round and round the bed. Restrained while I find your head. You are my fetish. Gaze down. It's time to be my dog. I'll push to get you in that fog. You are my fetish. Pain turns to pleasure fast. Relax while I pound your ass. Cool cat, cool cat. Come on, I'll give you some. Oh yeah. I'm gonna watch you come. Fetish. Lot of heavy sexual lyricism here. And like I said, Joan's pushing 50 at this time.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't give a fuck how old I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you do some sexual shit. And I saw this and I was like, I know that a lot of folks don't want to hear this kind of stuff.
Oh, I don't have anything against that.
Nor do I. To me, the individuality is shining through here. Here's what I love about Joan Jett at this point. She doesn't care what you think.
Yeah.
She's going to say what she wants to say. She's going to be as filthy as she wants to be because she's an artist. She has something to say, and this is very relative to who she is. And I respect it, you know? AC/DC and a lot of Led Zeppelin, there were sexual songs. It just wasn't so blunt. Joan Jett's simply being blunt here.
Yeah, man, this falls back. I don't believe it. This song, I didn't believe. You know, I think she's probably a very sexual person.
Oh, she pushed the narrative here. She wanted to be edgy.
Yeah, but it's just not. I don't believe it. You know, when I hear a Dead Kennedys track, I think they don't give a fuck.
Right.
When I hear this song, I think, man, I just don't know if I believe it or not. Just because of the background, the Chuck Berry, I'm trying to please everybody. I'm going to throw a Christmas track on this album. I'm going to do some Chuck Berry. I'm going to do some Beach Boys. I'm going to do some Bo Diddley. I'm going to do some Ramones. I'm going to do some Sex Pistols. I'm going to please this group and show them I'm going to try to be a little bit edgy. I'm going to do some sexy shit.
That's very possible, but I want to give her the credit of maybe management was pointing her in that other direction pre this album.
Yeah, and I probably don't know enough to have a correct opinion.
Nor do I.
Yeah.
Nor do I.
And this might have been Joan Jett the entire time.
Might have been.
I don't know who Joan Jett is, just because it's all over the place.
It is confusing.
It's very confusing. You brought that up offline, and that was a very good point.
But we know she rocks. We know she's a rocker, so we give her that credit, but we still don't completely know exactly what Joan Jett is about because we have so many different aspects of her career We have copying. We have, maybe
and
unintended plagiarism. We have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, and when you and I sit back and we go through these discographies, we're listening to somebody's life.
Typically, but I don't know if we are here.
Well, exactly. But we're watching them sometimes grow and sometimes not grow. But I don't even know what my point is. I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
The point is it's tough to know exactly
I look at
which Joan we're hearing.
some things I've done in my life that I'm not proud of, and I think, if somebody was listening to the soundtrack of my life, they would say, "Oh, he's a dumbass," but I'm going to make up for it over here, and that's
Right.
what I'm doing right here. I'm listening to Joan Jett's life, kinda,
Maybe.
maybe.
We're not convinced.
But I'm not convinced. I don't know, man. I wish that. I don't want to say she had the wrong guidance. I don't want to say.
I think it's possible.
I wish she would have just let the fuck go. Johnny Cash hurt. I felt the hurt in his voice.
Right.
I just felt it, man. So most of the Joan Jett stuff.
That's a good point. Because I never, we talked about, not to give too much away, but the few Brandi Carlile songs we've heard. One of the biggest things in music to me is the chill factor.
Yeah.
Does a song or does an artist give you the chills more than once? Because sometimes a band will hit you once and give you the chills.
Yeah.
Joan Jett never gave me the chills.
Exactly.
So I'm not 100% sure that I felt everything that she was. Let me tell you, though, Brandi Carlile, she gave me the chills because I felt like she was pouring her soul out in the song The Story.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a couple weeks. But there's certain artists that give me chills.
Yeah.
Joan Jett I respect because she's very good at what she's doing.
Yeah.
But I think it is I think it's talent.
Do you think she's trying to play it safe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Joan Jett, 1, is playing it safe. 2 is getting where she wants to go off of her talent. She's a hell of a singer when it comes to rock and punk.
Yeah.
She can do it. Like Scott Weiland of the Stone Temple Pilots
Sure.
could sing and do just about anything.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker never once gave me chills.
Yeah.
I never once believed that Scott Weiland was pouring his heart out.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
He was taking Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Nirvana, and he was like, I can do that.
He's riding the wave.
Riding the wave.
Yeah.
Joan Jett, rock hits, and I feel like Joan Jett's like, yeah, I'm a female, but I can do that. She's right. She can do that, and she did do that, and I respect the fuck out of her, and I think she belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
But at the same time, she's not legendary.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Joan Jett did that connected with me on a personal level.
Right.
Joan Jett did for me what I want some of these shitty artists from the later 2000s to do to me, and that's at least take your talent and show it.
Yeah.
Joan Jett took her talent, she showed it, I respect her, but she didn't connect with me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I never had a connection
Yeah.
throughout this experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
She never hit me, and I thought, my God, I feel for her.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard her, and I thought, this fucking girl can sing.
Yeah.
She can fucking jam a rock song on guitar, and she can sing, and I believe that she has a place in rock, and she deserves it.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
doesn't mean that she touched my heart.
Have we reviewed any other artists that you felt the same way about?
As Joan Jett?
Yeah. I mean, just as the respect is there, it seems like either we like them or we don't like them. I don't recall of a review that we did where the respect is there, but not so much the connection is there. I don't know.
I'm going to look. I guarantee there's one.
Okay.
I'm going to say right now that the Beatles, there are songs that gave me chills. Let's look. The
Yeah.
Clash, no chills for me.
But what I'm saying is, you're not so much. You're more of a fan. You have more respect for the artist, and not so much respect for the. I don't want to say respect for the music.
Individual.
Yeah, it's just like you recognize the role that they had, the link in the chain, but the music, it's just not there. It's just not grabbing you.
Maybe mass manufactured kind of.
Yeah, it's not like, I don't want to say it's like the pop country bullshit
Right.
where it's.
Listen, she's good at it.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from her.
Man,
But
I tell you what, if I went to a concert and I heard Joan Jett
it'd be a good time.
in an arena
Right.
come out and sing "I Hate Myself for Loving You," it's going to be some good shit.
Yeah, I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
But am I going to stand there in awe? No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand there in awe. I'm not going to be mesmerized by the artistry that I'm hearing. I'm going to have a good time because she's a professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not going to, she's not going to hit me in the feels.
And it's a very unique review for me because I really like her. Would I like to drink a beer with her?
Yeah.
Fuck yes. I'd love
Absolutely.
to hang out with
She's
her.
probably cool as fuck.
I bet she is too. Do I want to listen to all of her albums again? Fuck no.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I respect it. It's a
Yeah.
good time. If it comes on the radio, I'm not turning it. But I'm also not going to have this moment again. I'm sorry. The moment where I'm listening to the story for the 20th time on the way home and she's belting it out and I'm sitting back and melting.
Yeah.
I'm just melting. That fucking girl melts me.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
other
yeah.
artists that melt me.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
That
no
just
doubt.
fucking tear me apart and take me down to the core of my anatomy and melt me. That's not Joan Jett.
Yeah.
The Clash had good songs. They didn't melt me. I'm going to run through these real quick. The Arctic Monkeys, what the fuck ever. Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion is fun. This is kind of a rap version of Joan Jett, if I could say.
Okay.
You know, Megan Thee Stallion is fun and there's talent, but she's not speaking to me.
Yeah.
Nickelback, what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Dire Straits, what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Queen never, I'll be honest, Queen didn't exactly give me chills.
Okay.
Queen I just have a deep respect for because
And
the
that
talent.
that might be the equivalent to the Joan Jett. You know,
Might
the
be the
respect
talent,
is there. You know.
Beastie Boys gave me chills.
Oh shit! I still go looking for that shit.
I watched the
If I'm mowing grass and
yeah.
I can't, it's Beastie Boys. You think, oh shit, I wonder what Barker's listening to right now.
probably the
Barker
Beastie
listening to
Boys. I was just listening to the Kimmel performance of them and the Roots doing What You Want
Oh
again
my
today.
god!
Again today.
What an impact they had on us.
Absolute impact.
Shit. But yeah.
Yeah, I won't go too deep. I mean, this is respect where respect is due,
Yeah.
so to speak. But as far as like the all times, you know, she not quite there with Petty. Petty had a couple moments where I just sat back and I was like, this is magic.
Mm.
Uh,
I go back and I revisit Tom Petty's music.
yes.
I do right now.
Yes.
I
Me
do.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that second album. I can't remember what it's called. What's the song? What's the song I'm trying to think of on Petty? Fuck. What?
Refugee.
No, before that.
Mm.
You're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me typing. It's on the second album, and it still really hits me. Bear with me. I know no one likes.
Oh, that's
silence.
okay. That's okay. And speaking of Tom Petty, I'll do a little bit of filler here.
I need to know.
Tom,
I need to know. Is
I
still a
need to
song?
know what a fucking jam. I wish Joan Jett would have covered this shit.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back. If I get in a fucking time machine right now, I'd go back and I'd say, Joan
Joan!
Jett, I know this fucking song just came out last week, but you need to fucking cover this song right now. Speaking of Tom Petty, I go back, Mike Campbell, Tom Petty's guitar player.
Yeah.
I go back. That motherfucker. I love that motherfucker.
I do too.
To listen to him talk and tell the
Yep.
fucking stories. Oh my God, Tom Petty just knew what the fuck was going on.
He
I'm
did.
hiring you, Mark Campbell. You're coming with me. Get in a fucking band.
It's good shit. It's just like Mick Jagger saying, "Keith, get in."
Yeah.
You got a couple guys that make the band.
Fucking Joan Jett needed a Mike Campbell.
She needed someone.
She needed a fucking Keith Richards. Yeah.
Not the Blackheart. She needed a fucking number 2. She needed a vice pres.
Oh, she did. I wonder how that would have changed.
It might have made all the difference in the world, but it might not have. Maybe Joan Jett doesn't really know how to portray true feelings onto music. Maybe it's just talent.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking it's just talent.
I think so. I agree with that.
But on this album,
this beer tastes like fucking pizza crust.
Pizza crust. Zombie dust tastes like pizza crust. Androgynous, 4th track off Naked/Sinner. Good message. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very pro-choice. I'm very Pride Month. I'm all about it. Let people be fucking happy. That's what I'm all about.
Let people be who they want to be.
Let people be who they want to be and let them be happy. Quit staying in their fucking way. Androgynous, good message. Song's a little boring. Science fiction, it's solid, but this album is it's hitting different. Right in the middle, it's okay. Turn it around, it's okay. Everyone knows, it's okay. Baby Blue, no. Kiss on the Lips, weird one. It sounded like Garbage or Prodigy to me, or Stabbing Westward.
Okay.
Stabbing Westward, a band no one ever thinks about. It sounded kind of like that shit. Water Sign, one of her best slow jams.
Did Prodigy do Firestarter?
I'm a Firestarter.
He had the
You're
ball.
a Firestarter.
He had the hair horns.
That guy. I know he's dead.
Did he die?
Yeah, he's dead.
What did he die of?
Fucked artery. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
I feel bad. Like, a lot of people really liked him. I didn't understand that shit. I did not get it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand Prodigy at all. I thought
either.
Firestarter was fucking stupid.
Are they like German or
my
Russian?
Bitch up.
Are
I
they
think
like
UK.
UK.
It was like
Okay.
sex. It was like they wanted to be the Sex Pistols with electronica,
That's
basically.
yeah,
No
bad
thanks.
idea.
Kiss on the Lips, a weird one. Garbage, Prodigy, whatever. What I said. Water Sign, one of her best slow jams. Tube Talking, Punk Jam. I love you, Joan. Season of the Witch, it's just okay. Bad Time is just okay. Can't Live Without You is just okay. 5, track 16 called 5 is solid. I thought this album, Naked/Sinner, was a little bit of a hidden gem. I enjoyed most of it. Like, when I say it's okay on most of them, it means I was okay with most of the album. So her 90s transition to me was okay. And I'll throw out some shit and then I'll let you run with it.
No, you go.
Sinner, there was a few songs that weren't originals here. AC/DC was a song. It's fun. Change the World was punkish, and I was like, man, I really like Joan. I'm not feeling it in my heart, but I really like Joan. 100 Feet Away, Naked and Sinner were okay. We've got one album to go, by the way. Naked and Sinner, I thought was solid. It was kind of what I enjoyed the most thus far out of her discography. It wasn't just a hit single. It was more a track listing of songs that I was okay with. That's what disappointed me a little bit. Her best work to me was okay top to bottom. And that's when you know you haven't found your shit. You've just found something you respect when it's okay from top to bottom. And then you've got those classic rock jams from the past.
Yeah, at this point, I'm actually, it's not that I can't go on anymore. I'm just done.
It does get a little harder.
There's just nothing else for me.
I didn't mind it though. Like a lot of our past episodes, the longer shit went on, the harder it got.
Mm-hmm.
This at least kind of
Dire Straits.
Dire Straits, yes. This kind of stayed on an even playing field. I didn't feel like she got worse. I just wasn't sure how much better she got.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, this may be the most even keeled discography I've ever heard.
Okay.
Like, there was nothing that just totally pissed me off.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was nothing that got me going either.
Yeah.
It was the talent made it all solid.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree
But
with
it
that.
was not anything to be obsessed with.
Nothing monumental. I can't even fucking talk. I'm fucking
You don't need
drunk.
to. We don't have to. Fuck you people. We'll do what we want.
We'll make up our own motherfucking
We'll make
words.
up our own words.
Zombie does pizza crust.
Zombie Dust Pizza Crust. Joan Jettable is what this discography was. It was Joan Jettable. Joan fucking Jettable.
I love her.
I love her too.
Yeah.
I think she's hot and I wish she swung my way.
I like to hug her.
Like to hug her
I'd
hard.
hug her. I'd hug her.
I like to hug her and not let her pull out.
Her leather.
Wish you were here, James.
Her leather would just squeak as I hugged her. You know. Yeah, I just love her.
I love her too.
Yeah.
We've got another album. It was called Unvarnished. It was her most recent release. It
Didn't
was
do anything for me.
a while ago. Fun fact, Any Weather, the opening track on this album, Dave Grohl co-wrote it.
No shit.
No shit. But that motherfucker does everything.
Yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age on Songs for the Deaf, he drummed the whole album.
Oh, no shit.
I mean, this Dave Grohl does it all. Eagles of Death Metal, Dave Grohl.
And I tell you what, when
Nirvana,
I was thinking of trying not to say anything negative about Joan Jett, I thought to myself, what would Dave Grohl do? How would he say him? How would Dave Grohl wouldn't say anything bad about Joan Jett. Dave Grohl would say she fucking rocks, man. And I'm like,
she does.
And I agree.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I agree, Dave. It's fine. She does. She rocks.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's not great.
Yeah.
She belongs in there. And I hate to say this, and don't think of me terribly. She belongs in that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame spot, and she belongs in rock history.
Yeah.
Because she was one of the first females to nail this shit.
She's a link in the chain.
And by nail it, I mean rock. Maybe not emotional, maybe
Yeah.
not legendary, but she nailed the rock sound. When you think of females of rock, Courtney Love, Brody Daly of the Distillers.
Ooh.
She's hot. So many females of rock. That one chick that was on that show, The Hills, that graduated to some rock band at Pretty Little, I don't fucking remember what. There's some.
Just lie. I'll agree with
I
you.
can't remember her fucking name. There's so many women of rock. If you weren't a Joan Jett fan, then you're not a woman of rock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
You know, she was the trailblazer on women infiltrating a man's world in the 70s.
She penetrated.
With rock. She penetrated hard. She sat on your face. She belongs there. You know, she is a trendsetter. But what she did was she came out and she did this shit so you could make it better.
Yeah.
She came out and did this so you could make it better.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to respect her for it. Unvarnished, TMI, track 2 reminds me of Green Day. Soulmates to Strangers, it was okay. Make It Back, Ramones-ish. Ramones, yeah. Hard to Grow Up, Fragile, track 6, solid, solid jam, solid riff. Gets heavier as you go along, fun song, cool cellos on the back half. Reality Mentality, track 7, good riff, solid song. Bad As We Can Be, 70s punk riff and a solid song. Track 9, Different, was okay. And track 10, Everybody Needs a Hero, was okay-ish. I thought this was a very good closing album. I hope she does not do another.
Yeah.
Because I think she cemented her place in rock history by being one of the baddest females to ever strum a guitar and sing into a mic. She's awesome. She's not Stevie Nicks awesome. She's awesome in a different way.
Oh, yeah.
But she's awesome. So I give her this. She's awesome. Did she make music specifically for this guy right here or that guy right there? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, yeah.
But I respect the fuck out of her, and we wouldn't
too.
have a lot of great female-driven rock like L7 and Bikini Kill and Distillers and Hole and all that shit where even though you may not love them, there's shit that you do like. We wouldn't have it without Joan Jett.
I agree with that.
So I do appreciate her as a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Not quite for me. I won't revisit that often, but I appreciate the trailblazing and the dirty, sexy lyrics in the 90s of Joan Jett.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very Joan Jettable.
Joan Jettable.
Yeah. Zombie dust, pizza crust.
I'm glad that we reviewed Joan Jett.
I am too. And I'm glad that it got us on a little bit more of a female path and we started talking Brandi Carlile. And you don't have to wait till Monday to know that we're going to talk about Brandi Carlile.
Right.
And my friends Sandy and Hillary, who are a wonderful married couple that live in Wellston, Ohio, are massive Brandi Carlile fans. And I hope they listen because the love is going to pour out Spoiler alert.
Oh, I'm
I
excited
have
about
not
this.
heard anything like this girl in a long time.
I had no idea who she was until you threw some of her tracks my way, and oh my God.
This fucking girl almost makes me cry in
Oh
the
my
car.
God.
And it's not that sappy. It's not like it's sappy shit. Her voice is fucking power.
That,
It's power. And she's lived a hard life because, like Joan Jett, she is also, married to a woman.
Yeah.
And that, whether you like it or not, is not easy in 2021.
Sure.
Wasn't easy in 2011.
Sure.
Sure as fuck wasn't easy before then. And the pain in her fucking heart and the way she sings and the power she brings, this shit is real. The next episode is going to be about as real as it gets.
it's going to be good. I have a good feeling about it. And with her, what little bit I've heard, man, she fucking just numbs my mind. And that's what the fuck I want.
This could be what we're going to call in this podcast for its entirety, whether that, I don't know how long we're going to do this. It could be years. I don't know.
Mhm.
But this Brandi Carlile is the closest thing I think we haven't listened to it all.
Mhm.
But this could be the next Beastie Boys moment. That's 3 words that are going to be relevant on this show. Beastie Boys moment.
It's going to be pivotal.
It's going to be pivotal. This is going to be some major shit for us.
We're going deep.
We're going real deep.
Yep.
This is. I will tell you now. I've listened to the first album and I'm more fucking impressed than I've been in a long time.
Good.
And I don't know how it's going to go the rest of the way, but I don't think it's going to trail off. I think it's going to stay strong. I think Brandi Carlile is going to kick my fucking ass.
I think so too. Mine as well. I'm
That
excited.
voice. There's something with that voice I didn't hear from Joan Jett.
Yeah.
And it kind of corrupted the end of this experience for me because I'm like, Joan Jett rocks ass. But
Yeah.
Brandi Carlile's real as fuck.
Yeah. I think so too. I agree with that.
Real as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped for the next next
I'm
week
too.
too of Topic Request Live
Me
when we
too.
can just forget all the fucking deep shit and just
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, oh, you want to talk about pussy lips, eh? Let me tell you what I think about pussy lips, eh? It'll be some crazy shit.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Pussy lips, eh? It'll be good though.
It'll be good.
Joan
I'm
Jett
excited.
was fine.
Yeah.
We were on a bit of a streak where music wasn't. God, what did we do before this? We were on a bad roll. The Clash
were.
and Dire Straits, and they're just
Yeah.
Joan Jett at least upped the game a little.
Yeah, I think so.
Not a ton, just
Yeah.
a little. I
Yeah.
Want to Be Your Dog was a nice touch.
Yeah. It was one step up on the bell curve. It was.
was.
Yeah. And I
It
think
was.
we're heading the direction where we're taking another step up, I think.
Oh, I think it's a massive step up.
Yep.
It's like jumping from the valley to the mountain on this next one.
Yep. I think so too.
I hope to God I'm not over talking it. I hope to God we don't get to like album 3 or 4 on Carlisle and be like, well, fuck.
She's doing Chuck Berry shit.
Johnny Be Good cover. Seriously, Brandi?
Yeah.
Come
But that's
on.
what this is about.
That's what it's about.
Learning.
Learning.
Yep.
And you'll learn with us and have a good time with us as we drink our Yingling Black and Tans. On that note, I've got to piss harder than Joan Jett on a rock stage. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Stuck in My Generation.
All right.
Next week, Brandi Carlile. Seriously, if you're not too cool and what's macho to listen to something powerful like Brandi Carlile, join us because you won't regret it if you actually appreciate powerful music. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to Stuck in My Generation. Again, if you want to suggest bands for us to listen to, send it over to stuckinmygeneration@gmail.com.